everyone. Tams Nicholson here, the directress of allcreatures.org, and welcome to Stump the Pastor. Today we have a question from a young woman who's vegan, Christian vegan, and has moved into a new city. And in her new church, she has unfortunately found two things. One, she can't find any vegans to connect with. And two, she is being pressured to conform. And conform in this instance means to what they consider normal, which is non-vegan eating and activities. And it's just breaking her heart because she wants to be within the body of Christ and active and participating and connecting, just like she was in her former community. Pastor Frank, please give her some of your words of wisdom. Thanks.
We hear from a lot of people about the problems that they feel going to a new church, particularly one that they don't know the people in, or going to a different town and finding that there's no vegans. But there's also another problem that occurs that a lot of people run into where they get pressured or they are feeling that they're being judged by the church for not being hard of heart like they are and eating animals. In other words, not having the empathy. And in the cases where the church is acting in that hardness of heart, it's an indication they don't want to change and that they're not welcoming to people who are sensitive, who have the empathy, that feel the pain and suffering of creation. So what you have to do in those kind of conditions, even though you may not like it, is you may need to find a different church, because it is not common for people who are hard of heart and obviously have a similar thinking pastor to change. They just don't change, or very difficult to change. So you need to find a place that is welcoming. And even if there aren't a lot of vegans, you need to find a place where they're welcoming and you don't feel that kind of pressure. And they would even have, some of the people would even make something that was vegan to bring, like, to a covered dish supper. So it wasn't just what you brought. But that's something that has to do with them living in the heavenly will of God. And it's going to affect a lot of different things in the way the church is behaving. Because if they're hard of heart towards the animals, they're going to be hard of heart against a lot of other things and a lot of the other situations in the world, and their teachings are going to reflect it. So their teachings are not going to be in the heavenly will of God. You need to find a place where they are in the heavenly will of God and have that, or let's say that they lead with God's unconditional love, compassion, and empathy for the whole of creation. That's the way we need to live. And that's unfortunately the problem with most churches today. Not very many of them are truly empathetic. And you can look at the amen to that whichever way you like.